not going to have people come in and get stamped, but she's going to have a coupon on the page.
I think we just want to do the coupon.
Okay, we're on record, guys.
Okay, did it chime? 7 o'clock?
Your clock's probably not working,
Huh?
as usual.
Yes, it is. It's working. It's ticking.
7:01.
It's ticking. Yes. Welcome, everybody, to September 10th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. Thank you all. And welcome to everybody out there in YouTube land. Yeah. Roll call, please.
Yes, I'm here. Tom?
Yes.
David?
Here.
Rebecca?
Here.
Tammy?
Here.
Becky?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. There is no executive session. So in front of you, you have the minutes from the August 27th, 2018 meeting.
Motion.
Pardon?
I give you a motion.
Thank you very much.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. And before you, you have the minutes from the water wastewater work session on September 5th. I think we were all here, maybe one short. I need a motion to approve those minutes.
Got that motion.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. 2 days later, on September 7th, we had another water wastewater work session meeting. I need a motion to approve the minutes from that meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
I'll second it. but
Thank
I have a
you.
question.
Pardon?
Yes.
The dates I have are August the 7th.
Yeah, I put a new version. It should be September the 7th.
I have that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It says the 7th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The 5th and the 7th.
Vote.
Lowell?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. Department reports. I'm sorry.
Both of those minutes.
Yeah, for the 15th and the 7th. September 5th and September 7th. So you should have August the 27th, regular council meeting, September the 5th,
Yeah,
and September the 7th.
I'm fine.
Okay. Deputy Sheriff Jack Deal report.
I have no report.
You have no report. All righty. Thank you very much. Law Director, Mr. Pitstick.
I have no report.
He has no report. And the utilities clerk had a migraine, and I sent her home. So I don't know if she conveyed anything to our village administrator / fiscal / clerk. I don't know if she said anything to you before
No.
she left. I know we had taken in a lot of,
Yes, we
we'd
did.
taken in a lot of bills.
We've taken in a lot of payments.
A lot of payments, and I'm sure if you need to know anything tomorrow, she'll feel better, hopefully. I need a motion before you have a revenue state report. I need a motion to approve that.
Do you want me
No.
to explain it?
Yes. First, but before we do that, I want the village fiscal officer / clerk / administrator to give her report.
Okay, so I don't have much in regards to village updates. I know I always start that first.
Well, that's different.
I don't actually.
Wow.
I know we've been working on, I think Billy had said it last council meeting, we're still doing the mowing of, Jack shaking his head, the mowing of some properties that we'll be getting here from nuisance and abatement. We are trying to keep up on the mowing of our personal property. It's been a challenge. We had one of the employees that had taken a vacation. So we've been kind of working, as a couple-man crew team. We are continuing to, there has been a lot of people just calling with some issues, some sewage issues. So we've been checking those out, and thankfully those are not village issues. So we've, kind of told those residents that it's not a backup in regards to our pipes. And we're just I think we're working it, case by case, but not anything alarming. Water plant is still running and operating. Sewer plant is still running and operating. So I'll be able to give some sort of update to our finance committee on some items that I've been working on in regards to, London possibly wanting to purchase some of our equipment. So I will let finance know once I get the details on that. But there's not a lot that I have. We did a retaining wall at the sewer plant that we're doing now.
A retaining wall, yes.
To help with the I&I issue that I always keep talking about, to help with the flooding. And we didn't have to contract that out because I think we have ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Do we have any flooding at all from the water, all the 6 inches rain we had?
We haven't heard it from anybody, no.
Okay,
because
good.
we did go out last week and make sure that those grates and things were taken care of. But I don't have much of that to report. Did you want to add anything?
I just, excuse me. I just want to say that there's something going on in this community all the time. I'm surprised. I had no idea that someone was calling in here about an issue or issues almost constantly. I know I went out 3 times today, and they expect to see somebody there. I don't think in the past they got much. For instance, a home right outside the corporation limit. Of course, that some of them have sewage and some of them have water. And they want to see somebody there that they can talk to at their house. And it's really time-consuming. A contractor broke our water lines several weeks ago, and we're just finishing up touches on that. Potholes that wasn't fixed under the contract still have to have grind and stuff put in them. We did that today, plus what she said, we own a lot of land that people expect to be mowed. We can't go out and cite people for grass or weeds and our place look bad. So we have to stay on top of that. And it's very time consuming. We have 2 water plants, we have 2 water towers, we have a lot of land, we got a park, we got a lot of mowing, that has to be done in this type of weather. So I know she don't have a lot to report, but trust me, there's a lot goes on here a day.
But I didn't want to take up time.
I don't mind taking their time. I've been here for 5 days a week. They come in here once or twice. Somebody's at that window, I guarantee you, every 10 or 15 minutes. And they expect, and I expect, their questions. There was a smell, an odor, that I guess has went on for months on East Columbus. And after going down there and walking through the properties and responding to a homeowner, thought that it was our responsibility to go on in his yard and dig up his drain tile. And I'm glad I went down there. Of course, before we said, look, if it's in your yard, it's your problem. I'm glad I went down there and seen it, because there's a big cesspool. His pipe had broke in his backyard, and that's where that odor that the other neighbors was coming from.
Really?
So he called a plumber, and now everybody's happy. But it's just a continuing.
But just trying to find the issue. Like on that one, is trying to find the issue, because we don't want to say go out and hire a plumber. So that's why it's important. Like when we pulled up, you could definitely smell it from the road, and then you're thinking, oh well, maybe it's just a backup in their house. So we didn't want to. Each situation we have to assess, and it takes us a minute before we can actually say, okay, did we rule this out? Did we roll that out? You know, this is what it is. So it does take, it's time consuming to figure out what it is.
That's all I have.
That's it. Okay. We'll go to my financial reports. I'll start with the revenue status. Again, this is one of our new reports that I feel that you guys should also see what goes out, also what comes in. So as you can see with the general fund, it is 85%, which is way above our budgeted for the amount, which is in good shape. Street is showing 89%. And I do obviously look at the bigger funds. Your water fund is showing a 74%. That's right about where it should be. And sewer also at 71%, right around where it should be. So good news on the revenue that the general fund does show above budgeted revenue. Any questions on that?
Sounds like we've got good smooth sailing on that.
Right.
Sounds good.
That's what I like to
Sounds
see.
good, yeah.
Okay, your payment listings. Miami Products is our chemicals. That's our chlorine at our water plant. Beams we had to get. That normally you guys don't see that. It does take a while, but that is for our gasoline. And of course our regular American Electric and the Madison County Treasurer. That's the last bond that was to be paid for. So we are no longer going to be seeing that bond that was taken out.
What was that bond for at that time?
This was taken out by the Madison County Treasurer. This was for the piece of land down there at the sewer plant. There was a bond that was taken out on it
Or
6
loan,
years ago.
I guess you're saying.
Yep. So that's our final payment. Appropriation status is the next one. Again, the general fund. You will see it's at 106%. And you'll see that there are several changes that we're going to have to make, Jim and April and I. There has to be some items moved from line to line to make sure that that's kosher. We do plan to meet with the county auditor to get all of our appropriations and all of our budget changes that we've had in line. So that is the next thing that's on the auditor's list, is to make sure that we get all of our appropriations, all of our budgets changed, because we do still think that there's an issue with that. And again, this was all sent to the auditors for their review. Okay, water fund is great, 48%. It is way below than what was budgeted and what is to be expected. Again, that's for just the savings of money, the savings of cost, and the reduction of expenditures. Sewer plant, sewer fund is at 49%, which is way below, which is good. Finance team is, finance committee is monitoring those POs continuously. I'm always in contact with them about any expenditures and anything that's a big ticket necessary expense. And those are really good numbers. Anybody have any questions on those?
Sounds like the finance committee is monitoring really
They
great.
certainly are,
That's,
yeah.
well, we got a good leader though, so we got it there.
Cash summary is next. The general fund is at the positive 205. That was up around from last, I want to say last council meetings, it was 174,000. Definitely a good increase. Still, the street and the state highway is a negative. I do not have any update yet. Again, I am in talks with the auditors probably once every day, and there is no update in regards to adjustments. They're still, it's kind of stuck at the Columbus state level, and the auditors up there will make a determination if there's going to be any changes or adjustments to these funds. Again, still operating, we have to, but the general fund looks like it's in good number. And just pay attention to your water and your sewer is the ones that I'm going to pay attention to. So we need to make sure that we are looking at that. I know our finance committee, we usually talk about this every time, so we are monitoring this. Just pay attention to, I say all of council, to those water and sewers. Okay, receipt listing. Like Billy and I said, that we were receiving, I think, a lot of delinquents. I think we're receiving a lot of payments in regards to the water and sewer bills, so you will see a lot of sources here for the Village of Mount Sterling. Also, our quarterly Time Warner Cable franchise. This is our, we receive this every 3 months, and this is for everybody that lives in the village. Everybody loves cable, so a lot of people, that's higher than our last quarter. And then Rita, you'll see the Rita, that's the one that was posted on 9/4. A definite increase due to our participation in the delinquent program. The numbers look good on that. The comparison of budget appropriated. The variance here is showing 386,292, spot 93, which is good. You guys can take a gander at the final appropriation and the fund balance. We're looking definitely good in the general. Any questions on that? And then last but not least, you have the Rita report on 9/4. It shows a deposit of $30,476. Like I said, this is good due to this program, that delinquent program that we've volunteered to be in. And I see that that should be growing day by and month by month. Okay, so those are all of my financial reports. I also want to pass around the bank reconciliation that has been reconciled for the month of August of 2018. We have balanced, as always, to the penny. So I'd like to pass this around for you guys to make sure that you can put your signature on it. And that has been sent to the bank. So. Is there any questions on any of my reports?
Done?
Yep.
I would just like to say one thing. Of all the terrible things that has happened to us, and not in the past year, but before we got here, I know you see this every month, and this probably irritates me more than anything that happens every month, that they build us a water plant that requires $10,000 worth of electricity a month. Think of that. Does that make your blood boil to think that someone would put that burden on us? We called other water departments, and their water plants run on less than $1,000 a month. $10,000 a month is what we're spending. And yes, we've talked to every water, electric expert that you can imagine that's went out and checked our water plant to try to, I said, just cut it in half. Just go from 100,000 to 50,000. My Lord, what a savings that would be. But we are working. We're working on that. Every month I see that report, and my blood just boils to think that those people did that, put that burden on this community. But we are having people check out that water plant. We're trying to get part of it, I guess, turned off. When it was built, it was not made to shut half of it down, and it wasn't made that way. It was made to run full steam ahead and produce so many millions of gallons of water, and that's not needed. But we are working on that, trust me. There's there's not a week goes by that that's not brought up in conversation, so hopefully we can get it down one of these days. Find somebody that will do something. We had a lot of crazy ideas. Solar power. Turn it into a solar power plant.
Maybe we can get the Energizer Bunny.
There we go.
There we go.
But that burns me up every month, so
Yep.
I just wanted to vent. Thank you all for sitting there patiently. I'm done. You done?
I'm done.
All right. Let's
I
get
live
to.
it every day,
All
all day.
right. You listen to me every day, all day?
No,
Oh.
just the continuous issues that we
Okay,
and have inherited.
we have. First one, I need a motion to approve the revenue state report.
Got that motion?
was Made passed
I'll
around. Thank you.
second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Thank you all. I need a motion to approve the payment listing report in front of you.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, sir. Second. Thank you, ma'am. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the appropriation status report.
Have that motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve the cash summary by fund report you have in front of you. Please.
Give you that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the receipt listing report.
Have that motion.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to approve the comparison of budget appropriated report in front of you. A motion, please.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that.
Pardon?
Yes, I'll give you that motion.
All right. Second.
I'll second.
A vote. I thought I was going to have to go back and go through that report.
I have a question.
All right.
The Parks and Rec, 97,000 in the hole
Which, on a
Parks and
comparison?
Rec.
on comparison?
Yes, this is 97, that's actually a state highway. So remember when I had to do the adjustments from the state auditors, from the audit results?
Okay.
And put the general into a positive, and those two funds have always been
Yeah,
negative.
it's hard.
Yeah, I know, it's where the lines are at.
All right, the same thing with street construction.
Yep, those were the two.
All right.
Vote.
Then there's one more, water operating.
Yep, that's the one we've got to watch and look at.
Yep. Okay.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve the bank reconciliation for August
Have that motion.
report. Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the Rita report.
You have that motion?
All right. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. That leads us into department reports. Rebecca Burns, Finance.
Well, I think we've kind of touched upon, the job that finance has been doing with constantly monitoring and reviewing POs and everything. Our next meeting is going to be this coming Monday. We always do it the Monday opposite council meeting. And that will just be a regular committee meeting. And as I said, we continue to monitor just all the different funds very cautiously. But I just really appreciate everyone's hard work on really just doing everything they can to make sure procedures are followed. So our next meeting will be next Monday at 2 o'clock. And that's
Is that
it.
a work session or just your?
Just a committee meeting.
Pardon me?
A committee meeting?
Okay, that's why I thought it was, that's why.
Is that 1 o'clock? We'll have-
One,
Okay.
the 2 o'clock, yes.
2 o'clock? Okay. Okay. I want to make sure.
Okay, was that your finance report?
That was my
Rebecca?
finance
Thank you.
report.
Pleasant Township,
All is
Becky
well in
Martin.
the township.
huh?
All is well.
All is well, very good. Short and sweet. Squad, Low Anderson.
Squad meets Wednesday. Well,
Very good. Fire, Tom Ward.
Yeah, the fire held their meeting on August the 30th, and of course they paid their bills. On the old business, the grant checks started coming in, and they were approved, and they got some of the new equipment in that they'd ordered, and they were just tickled to death over that. And
Bet they are.
you see, they're now waiting for the new siding to be put on the fire station. They decided to go with the siding. They're just waiting for the guy to show up to get it put on now. And BWC denied 2 of the firemen that responded to that fire that got they got sick. And of course, they're fighting that. It's appealing. I should say. I say fighting it. They're appealing that. That's where they breathed in the fumes, got real sick.
Mm-hmm.
And and on new business, they had to spend a little bit of money. They had to get the overhead door repaired going into the bays, and it wouldn't go up and down. And they had to replace the door opener, and they also repaired some track work on the door itself. And engine 49, the gearbox was leaking, remove it, and had it rebuilt. And then on the grass fighter was running terrible, and they had to replace, put it into 8 new injectors, and they also had to have the turbo repaired on it as well. And the station trucks, the brakes was bad, and they had to replace the rotors, brakes, and calipers on that. And they also purchased a new 6-volt positive ground fan for the 1936 flathead engine, the old fire truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got it mounted to the radiator to keep it cool.
Okay.
And the fire safety house, they're trying to decide what to do with it because they only use it 3 times a year. They don't know if they want to keep it or if they want to sell it or what.
Okay.
And it's fully functional. All they need is just some work it to use it. So if anybody out there wants to volunteer to use the firehouse and help the fire.
Water, wastewater, Rebecca.
Okay, we, as you could tell by the minutes, we've had 2 work sessions since the last council meeting. And of course, in the first one, we all met with Frank from Environmental Engineering. They were hired to do a rate study about the water and the wastewater accounts. And so the first of our work sessions, we met with Frank and went over his findings. And of course, the concern is that there will be a deficit in both the water and wastewater accounts beginning next year when looking at revenue versus the debt. And that's really the crux of it. And so a couple days later, we had another meeting where we could start looking at our options and council making recommendations, but it's a very complex procedure that we're going through. So those work sessions are going to be carried over. We have 2 more planned. We have one for tomorrow, 9/11 at 1 o'clock, and another one on 9/17 at 1 o'clock. I just, once again, want to say thank you to all the council members. It's a complex procedure involving a lot of numbers and figures, and everyone's participation is greatly appreciated because we just need to make sure that everything is covered for our payments as well as operating, as well as future capital improvements, which we know is going to be that we need to take a look at down the road, a water tower or things such as that. So we're working council's working very hard to come up with sound recommendations for that. And really, that's about it. What's been taking up a lot of our time.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That you've been doing a lot of work on that very subject, and that's fine. That runs you right into streets, though.
Nothing to report on streets right now, but I will be scheduling a street committee meeting soon. There's a couple issues that have come up that I would like just to have discussion on, so I'll be calling a committee meeting. I'll check with the members and see when we can have a committee meeting, but I don't have a date set yet.
Okay.
And same with Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
I believe that I talked to Jack, and we do want to schedule something soon, but once again, I'll need to check everyone's schedule and get back on that.
Very good. Record of retention, Mr. Anderson.
Nothing to report. Just
Nothing to report. That runs us into, oh my goodness, nuisance and, what a nuisance, and abatement committee. Tammy Van Sickle.
Why you always got to be picking on me? The first thing I would like to say is thanking the residents for complying. Every one of them, give or take a couple, have really been working with us, or they'll call me and explain their situation. Second of all, I would like everybody to know that our Parks and Rec director turned himself in to me to the nuisance committee for not mowing down at the park. So, Jack, get busy. And I'm not afraid to tell Parks and Rec. I've came to Courtney and said, hey, do we own this property? If so, it needs mowed. Have I not? I get on the village as much as I do the residents. Our next meeting's the last Wednesday of the month, the 26th at 3:30. And now it's coming the time where the leaves are coming down. So I ask, please don't rake your leaves into the street, because we will come at you. And your branches and stuff that's coming over in the alleys, or the ones that's falling into the streets, please be considerate and get those out of the roadways. And that's all I have.
Oh, thank you. Very good. Block Watch, Mr. Ward.
Yeah. We had our meeting on September the 20th, and Block Watch is growing. We're getting more residents signing up. And I want to say thank you for all those who are taking an active interest in signing up. I appreciate that. And we have been very, very busy, and I will be in contact with all the ones that signed up and all the others, but I will be in contact. We've just been extremely busy here in the council. Halloween is quickly approaching, so I want the word to go out right now. The Block Watch will be on Halloween. We will be there for the children, okay? So parents, if you see us out there walking around, we're there for the children to make sure that they're safe. And our next Block Watch meeting is going to be September the 20th at 7 p.m. right here in the town hall. And that's all.
Very good. Thank you very much. That runs us into ordinances and resolutions. Before you have a resolution, 2018-52. This is a resolution declaring the benefits package for non-exempt village employees and declaring this an emergency. The reason we're doing that is we're actually actively looking for another employee. The one employee that we had in mind about hiring, he's moved on. He took another job offer because I was going to recommend him to a committee, but I talked to him and he's moved on. The mechanic we was going to hire. Now he has agreed to work for us part-time like he does now, but he wasn't, he moved on to bigger and better things. I'm not going to make any more of a comment than that, so.
Work for 15 an hour, though.
Pardon?
Is he willing to work for us
He was.
at 15 now?
He was, but now he's not.
He's not.
No. He moved on. He took a better job.
No, but what I'm saying is, you said he can work for us part-time,
Oh, yeah, part-time.
and will we offer him 15?
I don't know. He does it by the job, actually. Whatever for instance, he repaired the Chevy diesel flatbed truck. The door wouldn't shut and the window wouldn't roll up. So I took it out there Saturday, and like an hour and a half later, he had it fixed. They've never sent us a bill, have they? They've done all this work for us. I said, where's the bill? Well, I'll get to it one of these days. So, I don't know. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. But
Did he
that
get
gentleman in
anything
question,
on the,
pardon?
street sweeper?
I'm going to have him, we just talked about that. We're going to have him to look at the street because of what Tammy said about leaves and stuff. I'm going to have him to look at the street sweeper again it has it leaks off, and the guards drag the ground. And if he can't get it to where it works properly, we're going to contact maybe a couple of municipalities that have good street sweepers and see what they'll charge us to come down and go through town once or twice. So, I mean, we are trying to get that problem taken care of, but our street sweeper is old and it doesn't work out well, but and we hate spending money, you know. I can't send it to Columbus, it's like $200 an hour. So we'll try to get it fixed and try to get it out on the streets to where we can get the leaves picked up and stuff.
You know, one thing, Mr. Mayor, I want to compliment you on this, that how hard you have worked on everything like that. And also, West Jefferson, when they spray for them mosquitoes, it made a big difference and everything like that. But
we're looking for a good mechanic. We'll keep looking. So, with that said, I need a motion to suspend the rules for Resolution 2018-52.
have that motion.
Second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell.
Yes.
Tom.
No.
David.
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Tammy.
Abstain.
And Becky.
Yes.
First reading.
Yeah.
So we'll place it on first reading.
Want a motion to place it on the first reading? I'll give you the motion.
I'll second it.
Vote.
Becky second. Okay. Lowell.
Yes?
Tom.
No.
David.
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Tammy.
Abstain.
And Becky.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2018-52 has been passed on the first reading.
It's not been passed. Placed on first reading.
It's been placed on first reading.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, do I need to make a motion to put it on its first reading?
You already did.
Okay,
What we did.
so it's already on the first reading. All right, I just wanted to
Two
make,
other readings, yep.
in 2 weeks, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on this.
Unless you want to call special meetings.
No.
Dropsy.
That takes us to ordinance 2018-53. This is an ordinance amending the 2018 budget, making changes in appropriations for current property insurance premiums in the account before you, increasing during the fiscal year December 31st, 2018. We're declaring this emergency because we need to do that now because of the insurance policy. So I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 2018-53.
Have that motion, sir.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay.
Vote.
Lowell.
Yes?
Tom.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Tammy.
Yes.
And Becky.
Yes.
I need a motion to place on the first, second, and third readings, ordinance 2018-53.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell.
Yes?
Tom.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Tammy.
Yes.
Yes.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance 2018-53.
Have that motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Comments? Vote.
Lowell.
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Tammy.
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Roundtable.
I'd like to bring up tonight, tomorrow will be the anniversary of 9/11 and the Twin Towers, and I think everybody remembers that day, what they were doing, just like people remember Pearl Harbor, and still this day, it changed so much what happened to our country now, where you get checked out when you go into the airports and stuff, and for our own protection, and it just seems like yesterday to me, but remember what all happened in remembrance and moment of silence.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I have a couple things.
Thank you.
The first, I've been asked by quite a few people, residents, about when trick or treat is going to be. And so I've been kind of asking their opinion. And what the majority of people have said is they would like to see it once again on Halloween, the 31st, which is a Wednesday this year. I would suggest 6 to 7:30, give people a chance to get home from work. I do believe that talking to the other businesses, they want to do the Halloween parade and everything afterwards. So at this time, I would like a motion to hold trick or treat perhaps this year on the 31st from 6 to 7:30.
Are you making the motion?
I'm making a motion.
I'll give a second to that.
On the 31st?
No, Wednesday.
6 to 7:30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless somebody has a different suggestion or.
It has to be dark for the Dracula, so we gotta have that.
Anybody want to comment?
It's just a fun time for the kids. I look forward to it.
You know, if no one opposes that idea, we don't have to vote on it.
Well, let's go ahead and do the vote.
Let's go ahead and do the vote then.
Okay.
We have a first and second, don't we?
Yeah, Rebecca and
First and
Lowell.
second.
Yes. Go ahead and vote.
Lowell,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
So, council's approval, October 31st from 6 to 7:30. Trick or treat in Mount Sterling, Ohio. Thank you.
Okay, and I had one other item. And this one involves, there was a post on Facebook that someone shared with me recently that really caught my eye. And it was a post of the depot before and after. It was, the before picture was when it was still active and in use. And of course, after, it's the way it looks abandoned right now. And I was talking to a person that's worked really hard to try to bring renovations to it. And of course, that's Daryl Cooper. He was the last rail agent there. He's been working on 10 years to try to find even one answer as to, is this something that's possible? And he wrote me a letter about this that's very, about the history of even what he's done. But it was just to give people an idea. That depot building was built in 1885. And it was closed in 1973, and it has not been used since then. So it's been, what, 40-some years or so. We were trying to determine when we created the historic district in Mount Sterling if that's one of the buildings, but I haven't been able to find out yet or not, if that was one of the ones that was on that. It is? Okay, so it's on the Registry of Historic Places? And
It's in the district.
okay, and then like he said, the owners provided no maintenance to the building over the many years it has been abandoned. Animal control removed animals on many occasions, but it also suffered vandalism. And I know that at one point when we gained entry into it, they found some like hypodermic needles and stuff, so you could see where kids were getting in there. And he's gotten kind of bounced back and forth between CSX and INO, who's now leasing it, but they don't use it. INO's just leasing the tracks. And he's kind of been given the runaround by different people, but it showed me that the residents care about that building, and of course we do also. There is a group of people who want to restore it, but they want to make sure it's not going to get torn down. So what he's been asking for, and like he said, this is a serious situation for the village, and I suggest the matter be resolved professionally before the structure's damaged or destroyed. I have a list of qualified carpenters and painters who will be happy to assist when and if this project becomes real. He's not asking for, they're not asking the village for anything except for guidance as to perhaps what they can do. And I know I emailed you about that, Mark, a few months ago, as to what the next step could be, as someone who maybe has worked with bike paths or something. but it just showed me the residents care also. And I think we would like to see this building preserved, or at least this group that would like to do and with money that they already have set aside to do this, they're just waiting for guidance as far as where to go. So if anybody has any suggestions, he's tried everything. I mean, talking to senators and congressmen, and he's trying really hard. So I just thought I'd bring this to everyone's attention. He has pictures of depots, a depot like that's been renovated. They use them sometimes for museums. They use them for meeting rooms, different things. But it's a part of the history of Mount Sterling. And I think it's something really important. So
Rebecca, there's so much history behind that depot too. In 1942, that's where all the World War II draftees would meet to go to Fort William Henry Harrison in Indiana. And there's so much, if people want to see a redo depot, there's one down in Chillicothe. They have on their park there, and it's been all redone at Christmas time to make it look like Santa's house. There's so many things you can do with it.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
It's just, well, it's sitting there abandoned, and every year deteriorates a little bit more. And of course, Mike May's been trying to do some things, but I'd just be very curious, you know, what our next step could be, or what I could tell this group the next step could be in order to try to secure this building to preserve it for the village.
We also tried, Daryl and I have, for the last 3 years, you know, through this office. One guy's, I called and he said, as far as he was concerned, we could have it. And then he calls back and says, well, maybe I better not say.
It's that back and forth, and
so we should have just
nothing definitive. Yeah.
Answer the phone.
If we could have something in writing or something that will show.
He wouldn't do it.
I mean, they still have the electric on in that building, but no one's paying the bill. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know if there's such thing as adverse possession or what, but I'd just be very curious what we could do, or what instructions I could give to him.
I know there's a family of groundhogs living. I see them about every morning.
Yes, and cats, and yes. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to bring that forward to council.
He put a lot of time into, hasn't he? A lot of time.
I have a folder
Run
this
around.
thick at home of so much that he has
I've never
tried.
seen anybody given the runaround so much
No.
in my life as he has.
No,
It's
and
become a historical building, basically. How it keeps from not,
Darryl
because the
Cooper.
history behind it. And
Anybody else?
I have
Comments?
a couple
Round table? You have something? on there?
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that the final fall street market will be October the 6th.
October 6th.
From 10 to 2. And we have several vendors that have already signed up, and all kind of stuff hopefully will be going on. That's the same day as the community center is having their walk and 5K earlier in the morning.
yeah,
So
that's
we
right.
did them to, to complement each other. More people out, so there's more things to do. And then just a little ways off, but just to give everyone a heads up. Oh, I do want to say about that final street market, if there's any vendors, crafters, bakers, people that just want to sell their, flea market stuff, it's free this time. So just get in contact with me and I'll put you down for a spot. And if you just want to promote your organization or something and hand out flyers, it's, like I said, it's a free event, October the 6th. So we're hoping to have the street full. And then the last thing, Christmas in the Village is just around the corner. And it's going to be this year, just so everyone knows ahead of time, it's going to be Friday, November the 30th will be the tree lighting. And then the other activities will be Saturday, December the 1st. That will include the Youth League's activities, the Community Center activities, the Illuminated Parade will be that evening, and we're hoping to have more people in the parade. I'm challenging all of the businesses out there and just community members to try to join in the parade and all the activities. So if anybody would like to see anything special happen at the Christmas in the Village, we are definitely open for ideas.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Anybody else? You want to get it off your chest? My turn. On September the 24th, our next council meeting, I I will tell council and I will tell everybody watching on YouTube and in the audience that I'll be on the soapbox in 2 weeks. So I got a lot to say and I'm going to say it in 2 weeks. I'm just telling you now, I'm going to expose a lot of things that's went on. I'm going to make the public aware of what has gone on in this town. And that's the reality of it in 2 weeks. So that's all I got to say. Now it's your turn out there. I can't believe it.
Down on Pickle Street, that motorhome sitting there. I thought we a few weeks ago, so couldn't move there in 24 hours, 14 feet. Sit there on the side of the street, plugged in, sticky cord in the street.
Okay, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to say. It'll be taken care of.
I got it.
We got it. We're on that. Anybody else? If not, we're adjourned.
I'm sorry, what were you asking for?
I'm sorry, Andrew was asking about, he would like to see if he could come down and take pictures. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay.
Hi there.
And quick question.
Yeah.
For the, you said the water and the wastewater.
Yes.
Do you know how negative they'll be, what the deficit will be?
I didn't bring the paperwork with me.
Okay,
If you don't
David.
have it,